Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Back at it again here, ladies and gents. We are now going to be doing Tier 2 of the Acoria Gaming League here on the France GP. I'm sure you guys did not miss out on the beautiful starter, an amazing starter of a first tier racing that we had earlier on. But if you did miss out, you definitely you definitely know where to get it. Definitely on our YouTube channel. But right now, you're just joining us in on the Tier 2 racing that we're going to be having here. Joined in with Sia right now. He is Microstatic, as we all know him on the race. Oh yes, King Alpha, thank you for that good luck. Definitely, the guys are definitely going to need it. But yeah, Sia is with me here, and I'm Rego, your commentary guy, the other guy. So yeah, so let's have a look at this beautiful track right here, this beautiful France track. So as we can see right there on the map, we have our start finish, which just before the start finish, which is corner number 14. That's where we have our DRS detection zone leading towards the last corner, which is corner 15. A real sharp one right there. That's a little bit of a tricky corner there. If you do not get the lineup right on the entry and the exit, you do lose out on a lot of speed going down the pit straight on that first DRS zone that we have on the track right here, followed by a few other windies and a beautiful tricky double right-hander, which is 5 and 6. If you do get that the sixth corner right, you set yourself up for a real blistering fast high speed left hander on the 7th corner, going down the back straight with DRS, with almost getting to your maximum speed, headed down to corner number 8. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this track is beautiful to look at. It's all colorful. You know, it's like kids came here and they just drew and painted the whole entire track to look more like France. Oh yeah, how's it, Grant? How's it? Yes, thank you very much, Grant. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be getting into it just now. We are just waiting for our racers getting ready in the lobby. But I definitely do have Mark Sia right here with me in the commentary.
Yes, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Like Rigo said, I'm Microstatic, and yeah, thank you once again for having me. I'm just sorting out an issue on the Twitch side where for some reason the Discord audio is sounding staticky. The game audio is sounding fine, but unfortunately Rigo sounds like Optimus Prime on my end, so it's something that I'm trying to fix before qualifying begins. But yes, Tier 1 was a big success, and Tier 2 will be no different. Some action-packed racing. Not too many incidents, thankfully, because this track is nice and wide and open. Like Rigo said, you know, it looks like it was drawn with a bunch of crayons, but it should still allow a lot of wheel-to-wheel action and some good racing. So please bear with me while I fix that issue, but I am here.
I must say, actually, this track, you know, it feels and looks like a track that would be forgiving when it comes to penalties, but it is definitely unforgiving with the twists and turns that it has.
Yeah, you cannot make too many mistakes here, especially because it costs you a lot of lap time. It's a very technical circuit. It's not very downforce heavy. You can make a lot of gains in the straights, as was found with Red Bull in real life, but at the same time, your car needs to piece together some really good sector management. So if you can get that, that's how I found a lot of lap time on a lot of the faster drivers in our Tier 1. So that is going to be key for all these drivers, keeping it on the track, hitting those apexes, and doing it consistently.
Oh, that's going to be beautiful to see, actually. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we will be having our 18-minute quali begin in a short moment, followed by our 50% race. We do have a beautiful lineup of drivers currently that we have right here. We got Wolf, DTA, Sushi, G-Funk, and we'll just give you the list as the game loads us in properly. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, I would like to say awesome welcome to you through this. You're gonna come through with us through this beautiful journey that we have set up for you. This action-packed journey we do have here today. So this is the tier 2 racing that's going to be happening right here, and here you are. We do already have the quali session, which is already started already. They have 80 minutes of quali for now, so excuse my little bit of stutteries there and there. I'm just feeling a little bit too excited. You know, I just can't hold myself back a bit here. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to the list of drivers that we... Ooh, gee whiz, a lot of drivers just went out for the initial kill for that fresh tar. But here's a list of all of our drivers right here. So we do have King Alpha, followed by Prince KB. We have Wolf, Skekski, Paradox, Sushi, Griever, Quinton, DTA, Lucius, and G-Funk, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you guys are ready for this. It's going to be one beautiful time out there on this almost to say gloomy day on the France GP. Hopefully things will look out right for them as they go through towards the race. Oh boy, Mechanic. Oh, thank you for the great support that you have for these two drivers. Oh boy, all the way from Canada. Jeez, that's epic. We're loving that. We're definitely loving that kind of support. Thank you for joining us, and definitely I'm sure these two drivers will not disappoint. This is coming from the YouTube side. Mechanic has just put in a lot of support behind Griever and DTA. Right, so we just have almost the whole entire grid currently out on the track, and let's have a look and see how things are working out for these guys as they're now headed towards the second sector. We're already seeing a few drivers already started with the quali lap. So here we are with the AlphaTauri going towards the first medium speed corner. Ooh, opening up that corner quite nicely there, going out wide initially and just lining himself up to go into that entry, looking really good on the exit right there, carrying out a lot of speed, hitting that apex quite well. Also staying on that racing line, we do have a bit of a lock up on the double right hander. Hopefully he'll have a real good exit there. Almost going out wide, a little bit shy around the turn, but still manages to keep everything intact. And here we are going down. Decided that he's gonna back off. This is Skekski we are currently on board with. He's now backed off, deciding that he's not going to carry on with his quali lap, as he did not have such a great start off in that second sector. Right, so this is quite interesting. The guys are already getting into the hyped energy of just using the soft compound tire, which is the fastest tire set that we have here on Formula One. So none of the drivers are opting out for a set of mediums, and you can see right there we got Sushi posting our first fastest time, as he's now got provisional pole for 129.8. Let's see if we're gonna have anyone else taking him on, and we got Quentin just posting a time right there, 131.7. I'm sure he can do a little bit better than that. DTA also posting a good time right there. Here the times are just rolling in ASAP. And then we got Wolf right there giving us a 130.9, almost a second behind our current leader Sushi. And then we have let's have a look here. Oh, G-Funk also putting himself up there and relegating Wolf all the way down to fourth place there, as G-Funk takes that second place position with a 130.4. Then we got Lucius with a 130.9. That's super close between Lucius and Wolf right there. Almost a few hundredths of a second difference between the two drivers. The question is now, are these drivers going to keep going once again to push on for another lap? And you can see right there, Lucius is going through the last, is going through he's going through the high-speed back straight. He's most probably gonna go for another lap, as he's avoiding to waste or destroy his tires throughout this cool-down lap for himself. And here we go now. We still have a few drivers yet to set a time. Let's actually just roll ourselves down and try to join up on these guys. And you can see right now, Paradox is currently on his out lap. Then we got Griever, who's invalidated his lap currently. And let's see how he's going to be able to manage to, what kind of a lap he's going to be able to post for us. It looks... Oh, he might have not actually invalidated his lap, and you can see he's still pushing on. The ERS is full on, and let's see now as he goes through towards the start finish, he gets himself. Ooh. Definitely did invalidate then. We can see right there now he's just used up that ERS in the last sector. That's definitely going to punish him as he goes through the middle sector, as he will definitely run out of ERS. Let's hope he'll get this right now. He's cruising through the first sector. Now he goes through the double right-hander. Gets a real clean exit. Doesn't go out wide there to carry out a lot of speed. But then almost got that toe going through the back straights from Skekski, but Skekski moving out of the way ASAP to avoid Griever from getting the benefits of that toe. But we can see right here, Griever's just really sticking to that racing line quite well. And you can see there, it looks like he might be running out of fuel quite soon. And now he takes that high-speed right and keeps it nice and neat, not a lot of drama, just nice and smooth, feeding the car right in, goes out a little bit wide and sets himself up for that nice kiss on the apex on the inside, the medium speed corner. Really nice job, well done for Griever coming through that corner. That looked pro. Now let's see how he's gonna fare out now, as he's now got 120 done so far. Will be able to get to the start finish on time to get himself into the top 3 positions. Just misses out in the top 3 positions, posted 130.7, only a few hundredths of a seconds behind Wolf. Oh, this is going to be an interesting fight for second and third coming from these guys. And also Lucius is also in the mix there, so we're definitely going to be seeing some action coming from him. So let's now actually get on board right here with Prince KB. He's still yet to set a time, and Paradox is still in the pit, and we've got 10 minutes to still go for this quali session. And I'm sure things are looking fairly okay for this young man. I think he's just a little bit afraid to go out and give it a bit of a shot. Or maybe he's just looking out and seeing how people take their corners and all of that. So it's just monitoring all of these other drivers to see what he can do to add to his skill. Alright, so we can see right there.
Mr. Rigo, can you hear me?
Yes, 100% I can hear you.
Yes, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Audio issues, technical stuff, you know how it is.
Yes, the little gremlins that creep up while you're not looking, hey?
Honestly, and I'm kind of worried that it might have affected the first hour and a half or 2 hours of my stream, but anywho, it is what it is. Looks like we've got some pretty good lap times going over here.
Oh no, they're really beautiful and close actually. Just a few hundredths of a seconds there and there, and a few tenths there and there. So it's just minor adjustments that the drivers need to do to just become a little bit better than the previous, or to say a little bit better than the next driver, to say, in a sense. But we'll just have to see how this is going to work out for most of these drivers. As I can see, a few of them are still out there on the track.
Yeah, 29.8 is a decent time. I think in the tier 1s we were looking at about 27. So I do think the tramp, sorry, 28, low 28.
Yeah.
So I do think the track is going to grip up a bit more and the drivers are going to be pushing. I just want to take a look at the tires that they've been using. So it appears to me that Wolf is the only one who's opting for the medium tire strategy. It might have been a smart call for us in tier 1, but unfortunately the safety cars made us pit so relentlessly. I think I used 2 sets of softs. So I honestly think it's just about who keeps it on the track the most. I don't think the strategy is going to be a make or break in this race, but I could be wrong.
You could be wrong also, because you
Yes.
know, I mean, there's the almighty great equalizer, the safety car.
Yes.
You know, if the guys,
I think it's likely. You know, I saw the tier 1 and I thought, no, there's no chance whatsoever that there will be a safety car in tier 1. But somehow we managed to get, I think, 2 of them and 2 virtual safety cars in a row.
So it was two safety cars and 3 virtual safety cars. Ooh,
Virtual safety cars.
Sushi just managing to beat his previous time there. Yo, okay.
Brilliant lap from him. While we were on board on my side was Skeksis, who's unfortunately butchered an attempt there. I'm hoping that was a warm-up lap because it did not, unfortunately, fare well for him.
All right. So, we can see Paradox is still out on the track. It looks like Paradox is struggling to put down a time out there. He keeps invalidating his laps. Oh, he's decided to go out for a set of mediums. If he can
this one is still on though.
Oh, is he? Oh, there we go. So if he can get himself into 1/3 of the set of mediums, that will be the perfect set for him to start off with.
Yeah, 100%. Let's see if this lap is a good one. He did get a bit of understeer in the final sector, but it shouldn't cost him too much because he's kept it on there, and that is a decent lap from Paradox.
Yeah, I mean, it's just 1 second off from the tier 1 drivers, but you know what? I feel like that's ideal lap for him. If he can maybe kick it up a notch.
As we say that, Lucius, and I was on board with him briefly, slots himself into P2. Stunning lap.
Jeez. You see that the top 3 positions are just really going to be an interesting race to see. That's going to come up right here, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, the times are so close.
They're very close. In fact, the top 6 are in the same second practically. It's insane.
Yeah, it's just minute differences between those guys.
Yes.
The battle for that 3rd place, it's going to be a huge skirmish, especially going towards the 1st and 2nd corner on the opening lap. So hopefully we do not see a lot of contacts between the drivers on that first opening lap. I mean, it's worth it to just just to respect each other on the first 2 or 3 corners. And then you can get racy afterwards. That's what I feel.
Yeah, 100%. But there's something interesting that I've just noticed here. While Wolf is having to fight for track position with Griever on both their outlaps, these 3, Griever, G-Funk, and Wolf, set their previous times on the mediums. So they've got some serious pace if they're able to be that close to the soft-running Lucius. And now they're going to be showing it in their next laps.
Oh, that's quite interesting right there. Wolf is currently sitting on a set of softs. On my side it shows that they're all done it in softs. Quite interesting.
Yes.
Oh, you mean on
from
tier,
what I can tell, these
on tier 1 they did.
Oh no, I mean right now the lap times that they have, from what I can tell, unless the game is glitched, they have not done laps on the soft tire.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. Well, maybe it could be a huge glitch happening between the 2.
It might be. Yeah. It actually might be.
So I'm currently now on board with Wolf. He's on his outlap, and I'm wondering why he's using so much ERS. It makes no sense. We've got 4 minutes to go here, ladies and gentlemen. But let's get on board with Wolf and see how he's gonna do on his quali lap now. Oh, doesn't open up the corner. Oh, we've got a bit of a drizzle happening here. Quinton DNFing right
there. He's had a moment somewhere. I think no, he's just retired in the pits.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Right. We're now on board with Wolf as he takes the medium speed first 2 corners, just really lines himself up quite well. I'm not sure if we're going to be having a lot of rain or we'll be having any rain. Oh, cuts too deep into that corner. Oh.
Yeah, I think the grip is lacking. He wasn't able to find the apexes in there. He found it just a bit too well. I think the drizzle is causing a bit of problems for people. I don't see anyone else who's capable of setting a fast lap right now, apart from Griever, who's, I believe, still on one, but with absolutely no ERS. Is he perhaps rushing to the pits just to get a change of tires? I wonder.
Yeah, that's going to be quite interesting. So if Griever, but the thing is now the set of intermediate tires are not fast either. So I think this is just a donezo moment of just let it be instead of trying to risk ruining a set of tires for the race, maybe.
Yeah, I think they're all just gonna probably give it up. The conditions are nowhere near ideal for qualifying laps anymore.
Yeah.
And in any case, it doesn't look like Sushi was gonna be challenged really. That 5/10 gap is massive, and he was clearly on it. So, that's a shame that unfortunately the weather has changed things up for us.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit spicy here for Prince KB, who's still yet to set a time. Ladies and gentlemen.
That's a bit of an interesting one. I'm assuming that he must have had moments somewhere in the sectors that just invalidated those laps, because he has 2 laps on record on the soft tire. So maybe France just isn't agreeing with him at the moment.
Yeah, look, sometimes starting from behind could work out well. I mean, look at Michael Fourie, who started, he started mid-pack on tier 1. He got a bit of a punt, lost our track position on that first lap and went to the pits, and then managed to still recover and get that first place. So it's just all about patience, really. This is one big thing that the tier 2 guys need to really learn, is just being patient and just hunting down your opponents as time goes. I mean, it's a 50% race. There's still so much time to keep going and hunt the guy that's in front of you down.
100%. And the other thing as well about it is, the more patient you are, the longer you can stretch your tires. That can be a huge tactical advantage, because one thing that was definitely costing a lot of drivers is pushing and then torching their tires, losing it in an incident, or having to compromise their strategy as a result.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you've just joined us, welcome. I would like to say welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're the usual spectator, thank you for joining us again. And if you are new to this whole entire thing, or to the stream to say, I would like to say thank you for joining us today, and just do not forget to like and subscribe, as you will not miss out on any action that's going to be coming up soon on our channel. So there'll definitely be a lot more racing, and by being subscribed and turning on that notification button will help you. Oh, that's quite interesting right there. I just saw Sushi post a purple in the first sector, as I'm currently on board with them. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you got that notification on, you'll be informed of our next up and coming streams that are coming up, which will be, the next race will be on a Wednesday.
Oh, G-Funk really had to dive out the way there, because Sushi's on a hot one. That was a purple first sector, as you said. I'm amazed that he managed to pull a purple out, given that it's in the slip and slide. Now, the middle sector, it didn't look like it was purple, but, and I'm just checking on my onboard telemetry, I don't think it was, but he still probably has a lot of time in hand. He lost about a 10th in the middle sector, according to his best time. So he just needs to keep it on the tarmac, and it should work out to a little bit more gains.
Ooh, goes out wide and invalidates. Oh, boy. I was just waiting for it.
The problem with that corner is, if you get the short shift wrong, you get on the power and it launches you into understeer. So you want the power a little bit later. In fact, I found the one thing about this track is you need to be smooth. If you are violent, you end up unbalancing the car and making mistakes like that. But nonetheless, we can tell Sushi's got some serious pace running.
Oh yeah, definitely. But the thing is, the other thing to add to what you've just said right now is that, when it's like you have to dance with the track, going through these corners.
Yes.
You just...
I also just had to interrupt you, because Paradox had a purple, by the way. So I'm so sorry to interrupt you. Paradox had a purple first sector. And that's what happens. Paradox had a purple first sector. As soon as I checked it, I saw, and I was like, this might just be pole. And there it is.
Oh boy, look at that. Just by a 10th of a second right there, ladies and gentlemen. Paradox takes that pole position on the last few seconds of this qualifying session. Great commentary, guys. I hope to see a clean race, and most important, thank you very much, Zeal, there, for the awesome compliments coming from Zeal. And we are also hoping for a real clean race coming through. So, whoop. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our beautiful, smooshy, rainy quali session. It might be a bit disappointing for a few drivers, but let's look at it right now. So we will be having a starting grid put out to us by Paradox leading the pack, followed by Sushi. He had provisional pole almost all entire session, and Paradox just snuck one right in there. And then G-Funk in 3rd place position, followed by Lucius and Griever. And yo, geez, DTA, I think that's his highest finish this season, having him in 7th place. Then we have Quentin Barry in 8th, King Alpha in 9th, Skekski in 10th, and Prince KB in 11th. Not being able to set time. This could have been a strategic thing that he's done, but let's see how this is going to turn out as we now about to start the race. Ooh. I'm sure these guys are really pumped up and fired up. Their adrenaline is just killing them. Beautiful sunny day.
Sunny.
Oh, this is going to be great. Definitely, this is going to be great. Now, the question is, you know, is Prince KB going to decide to go for a set of mediums initially? Just to...
Oh, yes, he's got the free choice. He's the only one on the grid who's got that free choice. Interesting.
So he can pull one out and go medium and, you know, just take care of the car on the initial lap and then start pumping in the positions. But we'll just have to wait and see how this
We'll just have to wait and see, yeah. This is going to be a good one, though.
I'm really anxious. I want to know.
Like... I think, you know what? I think turn 1 and 2 are the type of place where people know you need to behave. After that, they will go guns blazing. But here we go.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. As everybody's lined up, the race is about to begin. Lights are out, and here we rock on the France GP. Ooh, looks like a few drivers have lost out on traction right there. We've got side-by-side action happening at the back. Oof, what?
Yeah, no, we've got some incidents happening at the back between Skeksis and Wolf, unfortunately losing some, and Skeksis going all the way wide. But it's a brilliant start for Sushi, who leads, and Paradox almost dies.
Ooh, the two McLarens collide between Quentin Barry and Prince KB.
Oh no, you mean Mercedes, they're the two teammates. Oh dear, that's
part of
gonna
Mercedes,
be a problem.
yo.
Yes.
Oh boy, that's gonna be rough. Once again, Quentin Barry bends it. Oh, this is not looking good for Mercedes right now, ladies.
Mercedes having an absolute shocker. Wings gone, cars gone. What exactly has happened just there?
Oh, I feel like these guys need to really just get their focus back together once again. But we can see right here, Griever is putting a lot of pressure on King Alpha and going through. Ooh, Griever might be seeing a bit of an opportunity on King Alpha right there. He's had a real good exit as they go through the high-speed corner and opens up King Alpha.
Wheel to wheel through the high speeder. Now King Alpha's probably going to be penalized for that. I think he probably gave up the position,
did. Oh,
knowing that he was
got a
not
penalty
in the way to defend it. What is that penalty actually? Let's find out.
Yeah, I think it's track limits on the initial start. Oh, drive-through penalty.
Oh dear, drive-through. What for? That's an interesting one to have. It must have been from the start, yes.
Yeah, the collusion that they had. But this is going to be rough now. We can see one of the McLarens is still going for another lap. Most probably, not McLarens. Jeez, Mercedes. Why do I keep saying Mercedes?
Come on, Rigo. So in the box, we've got Wolf, Skeksis, and Quentin Berry going to correct, I'm assuming, damage from the first lap incidents. But everybody is still on board here at the French Grand Prix.
Alright, so here we are. Actually, let's just get on board here with the top 4 guys. I'm sitting here with Lucius, and I can see the battle that's about to happen right here now. Sushi is most probably pushing really hard. He's not even getting on that ERS at all, but Paradox is definitely on that ERS most of the time. And now we can see there G-Funk is able to get himself a little bit closer to make a move onto Paradox on the next coming few corners, as he will be getting that slipstream. But Paradox has gotten a better exit right there. G-Funk falling right back into Lucius's hands there. Now Lucius is right on top of G-Funk, and we can see right there Sushi getting a little bit of pressure there. Hey, a little bit of pressure. Oh.
And the reason why, unfortunately, is Paradox is pushing a lot on the ERS, but I don't think he'll have enough to make the overtake work, while Sushi is actually saving. So I think Paradox is putting himself in a bit of a trap here, because when the DRSs come, Sushi will be able to defend. But we'll see. But right now, there's only 5 tenths in it.
Yeah, so now, as we can see, Paradox gets back onto the ERS once again. Sushi also gets onto it, and I think Sushi knows throughout the corners he's got a better setup than Paradox, and it's just not going to work out well for Paradox as he's using the ERS. Oh, got a bit of a slip and slide there from G-Funk, drifting out of that second turn exit and managing to keep the car together. Whoa, what good control we're getting from this young man.
When you start pushing with the softs and they start overheating, in those curves, they can be deadly, so they need to be careful. But we see Paradox is positioning himself on the DRS. Will we have an overtake?
Oh, here we go now. Paradox gets the DRS. Oh, nicely placed there from Sushi.
Late defending there, but you do what you have to do. But Paradox has made it stick into the lead. The pole sitter takes his position back, but now he's only got about 8% ERS, while Sushi has about 73. The fight is far from over.
Yeah, I feel like Sushi's just really saving up. He just wants to really get the guns on the very last few laps of those soft compound tires. And yeah, guess what? We haven't had any thingy. What is this? We haven't had any safety cars.
Virtual safety car, nothing whatsoever.
G-Funk getting really close there to Sushi. Sushi's losing a lot of traction. I think he's just really burnt his tires up a bit and needs to just cool them off there.
Perhaps he probably used them a bit too much in qualifying. Maybe he did too many laps on that set and G-Funk has got more confidence. Clearly does, because he gets a great exit. And now under DRS, the Haas is in position to attack, but the straight line speed is just not there.
Oh, looks like he's Sushi's definitely set up for straight line speed, right? Yeah. Oh, G-Funk gets a penalty for exceeding track limits. Yes. That's gonna hurt him.
This track is very punishing on track limits, and it actually decided the results of Tier 1 track limits did, thanks to Michael keeping himself clean. He managed to get the win while all of us were suffering with 3-second penalties. So they need to be careful with that kind of thing. Just by the way, Griever has pitted. I think he's decided to get himself a bit of clean air on a second set of softs.
Yo, that's an interesting idea, but I don't know if it's... we're seeing this. G-Funk goes in the inside and takes the position away. Oh boy!
Brilliant!
I'm looking at it looming and looming and looming, and it is just a last minute go in. It breaks quite late.
That was Verstappen, and we'll take it. It looked clean. It was very lick the stamp and send it, and they both made it work. So
no, it looked
fair play to Grant.
We got Resolute here from YouTube just sending out a comment to say Griever actually got a penalty for jumping the start. That's why he had that drive-through penalty.
Yes, that's why he was serving a drive-through, not in the box. My apologies. Thank you for that correction.
Yeah, so that's quite great. Thank you, audience, for having a look at it.
Yes, please, if you do think you can do our jobs better than us, feel free. We love to have it.
Open to suggestions, please.
That's why we have the chat rooms open, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, G-Funk is having a stellar stint on these softs. And in fact, it's forced Sushi into the box. I think those softs were just not agreeing. And it's quite an early pit stop, unfortunately. But you can make it work.
Is this some sort of a plan here? I mean, I would have just cruised out for a set of hard compound tires. Unless if he doesn't feel confident with those tires.
I don't think the hards can make it all the way to the end. The strategy that is advised by Jeff on the French Grand Prix 50% is soft, medium, or soft, medium, with obviously different lengths for each one. A hard tire can work, but it's probably going to be painful in pace. And he's just going to feel like a no man's race, which could work when it comes to clean air, but at the same time, the other drivers on faster tires, it could be a nail in the coffin.
So we got this bit of a race that's going to come up here. This battle between DTA and Prince KB. Prince KB chilling with a set of medium compound tires. DTA has got a faster set, which is the soft compound tires. Yeah, look. Prince KB has managed to close down that time from 3 seconds. He's now all the way down to 1.5 almost. DTA managing to get a real good exit on that previous corner now. Question is, will DTA be able to keep that car in check? Prince KB hits the apex, kisses it nicely, opens up the next corner, going out a little bit wide, gets slightly under power and straight back onto it right there. DTA lost a few tenths of a seconds right there. So definitely Prince KB is going to be breathing down on DTA's engine just now in a few corners times. DTA is still getting a better exit.
I think that Renault is currently struggling on its softs because the softs enter this weird window around lap 5 or 6 where you want to push, but the rears just won't have it. So I think he is rather carefully trying to nurse the car as fast as possible, and it's not letting him push as much as possible. Whereas the mediums, Prince KB can torture them right now. They'll still be fine later on. And with the outright pace that he has, he's going to be in DRS in the next straight.
Oh yes, going through the double right-handers right. Looks like Prince KB's definitely got that edge. Goes up nice and wide to keep that speed and gets into a bit of a slipstream position there and gets the DRS wide open. This will definitely get him a whole lot closer to DTA, but I feel like also, you know, with the soft compound tires, when they get around about this these kind of laps, it's all to do with that setup. You know, if you lose around the back end, you just struggle with grip.
Yeah. Now, there's also something else that I've just noticed, which is very interesting, and D2A1 will not want me to say this, but not only does he pick up a penalty as it gets close,
jeez, control. It looks like they made control, but at the same time, I mean, the contact, I don't think it happened. He might have slid out under braking, maybe.
And right in front of Prince KB. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, and I think the reason why that happened is because for some reason, I don't know if he's perhaps on the automatic setting for this, but he was using overtake in the corners. So the car was just not having it on the track, and we've got a yellow flag as he spun. Oh dear.
He worked so hard.
Not a great turnout for D2A1. Yeah, it looks like I think he was, for some reason, his overtake was on in the corners, which is one of the most horrible things you can do unless you're pushing for a fastest lap and in clean air or you're in qualifying. You don't do that on race spec because the car's way
side by side. AlphaTauri and Sushi. That is Sushi and Paradox going out of the pits there. Oh boy, I almost spotted a grave, disastrous accident that could have happened between the two drivers because Sushi just didn't care. He sat straight onto the pit exit. Yo.
I actually had a similar thing with another racer in the previous race, and we somehow got through it without the contact. That, by definition, means the undercut has worked. Sushi pitted earlier and got the car going with better pace in the clean air. But the tires will now be older. So will that play a factor as Paradox gets unbelievably close?
He's getting quite racy on the initial few laps. Oh, he struggled on the exit right there. He was super close. But you know, looking at these two drivers, I feel like this is going to be an ongoing chopping and changing of positions all the way till the end, unless if one of the drivers decide to become a constant. I see Paradox has used up a lot of his
all his ERS.
You know, actually, just to go back onto what DTA has been doing is he sits on that ERS most of the time, especially through the corners. Is you don't want too much power going through the corners. You know, having that ERS off would be the ideal thing to do. You know, if you want to post a really fast time, you just have to get onto the power. Well, you have to line the car up properly that by the time you get onto the power, it's lined up straight instead of you still turning. And you can see that Paradox is right on top.
This is working really well.
Oh, Zaba side of the first corner, takes the inside line, and then DT. Oh, jeez, a bit of a back. That's interesting there. A bit of a, both of them backed off on the exit.
It's what you have to do. I think that the thing about them is they want to hold that position, but they also don't want the incident to happen. This is good racing. We saw a lot of these in Tier 1 as well, in Turn 1, where both drivers can hold it in, but they don't want to just send it recklessly and ruin both their races.
So what
brilliant racing from the two of them. Round 2 comes now.
Oh yeah, definitely. So by doing that little skirmish of theirs, now it's allowed G-Funk to catch up to them, and now is G-Funk is getting that bit of a toad in the back, and now the switcheroo has happened between Paradox and Sushi. Now will Sushi be able to make a comeback if he'd had a better exit, or did Paradox get a real good exit right there? It looks like Sushi's definitely not using that ERS for getting through what's this in the second sector. He's just relaxing a little bit.
Cruising along.
Yeah.
The thing is, as well as I have noticed here at La Castelleo, what's the name of the Paul Ricard, it gains a lot of ERS when you save. So I think it's kind of working in Paradox's favor to burn this much just to hold on to the lead. But does that mean he's torturing his tires more than Sushi is? Because ERS means more revs and more power, means more burning of the tires. So we're going to have a nice DRS train here, but
Oh!
Paradox gets an amazing exit.
Sorry about that. I just saw G-Funk almost lose the rear end of the car once again.
Dear.
He has a terrible
Goodness he
exit.
saved it.
He managed to save it quite well. I'm like looking at Sushi's car, and I just saw G-Funk in the back, just almost sending it into the pit wall.
I was on the onboard of the AlphaTauri, so I could not have seen that. Jeez, it's a good thing G-Funk is still going, because he's definitely on track for an easy podium here. But Prince KB could play with the script a little bit, because we all know that these guys are not going to the end. Not on these tires. They have to pay.
They can't.
Meanwhile, Prince KB can stretch a little bit on this old set and then get on the hards. So in the meantime, he could get himself some clean laps, build a nice good gap, because he's currently got a 13-second gap on Paradox. He gets that to about 15, 16. It'll be a nice sweet spot. Get on the hards and go all the way to the end.
We just had a bit of a skirmish between Skekski and Wolf, it looks. Sorry about that. So Skekski and Wolf had a bit of a skirmish. They might have went side by side and spun out.
I think that's Skekski and D2A1, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, D2A1
was Wolf involved in that as well?
Oh yes, DTA1 also got some damage right there. Quite interesting that it doesn't deploy a safety car after, like, it's 3 cars that were involved. I think Wolf just managed to just get away without any damage, and we see Wolf is making a move.
Oh, come on, safety car.
Come on.
That is probably some of the dirtiest defending we might have seen.
What's in the world?
What happened with that Mercedes?
What was that?
Oh dear. Virtual safety car as well, not even a full
Prince
one.
KB just shoots into the pits right now. It's ideal.
Now the strategy has played fully into Prince KB's favor. He can pit himself onto any tire he wants with the gap that he's got. The Delta will allow it, and he will keep his lead. So he's effectively reset his entire race.
Yeah, so I feel like, another, let's see, 10 laps. Oh, geez, it's so tricky, because if he goes medium, he can kind of almost make it to the end. Not really make it to the end, but if he goes hard, he'll make it all the way to the end. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no, the hards are a definite end. The only thing is, as the King Alpha gets a drive-through speeding under the Delta, which is a tricky thing in France because of all the corners. The thing about the hards is if everybody else gets on, the faster tire, the restart will be a problem for Prince KB.
Yeah.
But he's fast enough to manage it.
I mean, we just saw in Tier 1, I think it was Jarvis, he made those hards like stick.
Brilliantly, yes.
With the medium compound guys, he made it stick.
And I was 6/10 behind him and could not get any closer, and it was wet as Prince KB dives into the pits. You know what, the hards, based on that, actually, you might be right. The hards might be the obvious
because
choice.
It was around about after 5 laps, he became super racy. That's why during that 5, before, there we go, hard compound tires on.
Hard compound tires it is.
But, before you guys got to him, he was struggling and he lost a few places. And after the 5th lap, it just all of a sudden became a racy car. I don't know, also it could be the setup that you have. Will it allow the hard compound tires to, to stay in that optimal condition, to say? Because sometimes you lose a lot of temperature if you don't have the right setup through corners. Then you have to, when you get out of the corners, you got almost cold tires all the time.
Yeah, but I've just realized something. Actually, what I was describing was a safety car situation, where there would have to be a restart. Right now, Prince KB has literally pulled it out of the bag. Because that was a VSC, no need for a restart collapsing the group together, and he can just go all the way to the end.
Actually,
everybody else has to stop.
That is so true. Actually, I also thought safety car in my head, but...
I think we were both on the same track.
I also thought safety car, but there's this looming battle here once again for that 2nd place position, and actually 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 4th. We have the House of G-Funk, not 4th, but 3rd. Ooh, G-Funk, jeez. I don't know what's going on with G-Funk.
Is not enjoying. I think he's getting on the power too soon, and I can understand that, because I know his driving style and it suits a track like Bahrain, which is one of his favorites. But here you need to be patient. Getting too hot on the power on exit will destroy you. But he does get DRS though, and he's definitely got the better exit on the car in front that doesn't have DRS.
but that's just, you know, it shows how eager he is. He wants to make the move stick right now. Because the thing is, the more he stays behind Sushi, you know, it's gonna just really destroy him when he has to chase the next car, which is Paradox.
But I think Paradox is showing some relentless pace. His tires are around about the same age as the other two, and 2.3 now. When I started talking, it was 1.7. He is literally putting it out the bag. I'm hoping the penalties don't have anything to do with it. He doesn't have any more than he did before, so it looks like Paradox is doing this really comfortably.
Oh yeah, he looks comfortable, and I'm looking at that. Oh, okay, he is definitely using that ERS and is running rich. Oof, okay, nice little twisteroo going through those corners, and we can see right here now, G-Funk is now on the tail of Sushi, just really trying to shake G-Funk off from getting that toe, but then it says, as they go through the high-speed corner, G-Funk is getting really close. Will he be able to make it? G-Funk cooks it too much once again, and still manages to catch it.
The thing is, with this sector, you need to be patient. Set up the DRS straight, because you aren't going to make the overtake stick here unless the driver in front makes a mistake and understeers, which Sushi hasn't. So G-Funk just needs to find his patience, because he's clearly faster in sector 2. He just needs to set it up, and it looks like he set it up nicely here.
Oh, that's a real good entry on that corner. Definitely looking real good right there. And, oh boy, here we go now. Will we be seeing side-by-side action going towards the first corner? G-Funk makes it stick, stays on the inside. Ooh, there he goes. Dishing out. Ooh, gets cut off from making a comeback on that inside line. Oh, that's definitely going to hurt him. But this will set Sushi up, because he's got a lot of ERS. It's going to set him up to actually take the position back on the back straight.
However, he's messing up the corners because he's missing... Okay, well, he got that apex and G-Funk didn't. They're trading apexes between them. The thing about France is you need to get the apexes to set up the next portion of the track. And now Sushi's going to come back at him right again.
Oh boy, this is real good, exciting racing right to getting right here. So, ooh, coming from YouTube right there, Chejana says, let's go Mercedes. Oh, a lot of support coming for Prince KB after he's lost his partner. Battle between Wolf, which is a Haas driver. But you know what? I don't know what really happened there. Hopefully, we'll get the full story.
Oh no!
No!
As we speak about him, what has happened?
Virtual safety car.
I can't even get to it. I can't even see it.
I can't see, so I'm trying. I'm on Griever's car. I'm hoping to.
Yes,
I think I get.
Driver Tracker says we're gonna drive past him now. What might have happened here?
Oh, exit.
Yes, this tricky exit on the curb. Yes.
Oh,
he probably lost it right there. Yes, right into the wall.
Oh, that's
a shame.
I mean, such a good strat.
Yeah, Chejana, I think you might have jinxed the Mercedes there. I mean, the first Mercedes honestly wasn't having a great race at all, and is probably going to have a couple of meetings in the steward's room of Acoria. But Prince KB was doing so well, and in fact, I was about to mention that Prince KB was actually pulling closer to the leaders. So they would have pitted and been further back behind him, even though they would have been on fresher, faster tires. So he might have actually pulled out the win, but sadly... it's not the case.
Oh, jeez, man. That would have been such a great win for Prince KB. But VSC now will just carry on. It looks like no drivers went into the pits, and now we're back and resuming the race. And we left with just 9 drivers. It's just a matter of who's going to be able to finish now. The battle between G-Funk and Sushi carries on relentlessly. Sushi managed to pull away from G-Funk during that VSC because he most probably just got onto the power a little bit early, just lined it up nicely, because during that VSC, if you can line it up before it ends, you can actually get a really good pace out of it. But here we go now.
But the trouble with VSCs as well, while G-Funk gets even closer in Sector 2, it's clear that Haas is working better in the Sector 2 with its setup and its driver. While he gets closer, I just want to mention the problem with VSCs is you have to stick to Delta. So these drivers are paranoid of that Delta and not wanting to get the drive-through penalty. And so it's one of the things that can ruin some of the momentum of the racing, but not for G-Funk. He is definitely here for this fight.
Oh boy, he's just putting so much pressure on Sushi. Sushi still has so much ERS. G-Funk seems to be coming back once again with some saving up of ERS. Oh boy, Sushi's just got it.
Oh, they both get some really bad exits there. I was going to say Sushi cost his exit, but G-Funk did so even worse. The thing about this track is even though you've got a car in front of you, you need to sort of ignore it. Just focus on your apexes and your driving. That rear end is all over the
G-Funk
place.
goes out wide there. It doesn't get a penalty. Oh, G-Funk has got a 6-second penalty.
Oh dear,
him.
yeah. It looks like the car being all over the place has tired the stewards enough now.
Yeah, that's gonna be quite. Oof, loses the back end a little bit again. He just fires up those tires all the time. He needs to be a little bit more patient, you know. Just really line himself up, but he's also going through the corners quite sharply though. He doesn't follow that racing line to just allow the pressure to get off the tires as he accelerates out.
And like I said, that's why his driving style is suited to a track like Bahrain, which has 90-degree corners where you need to be quick, sharp on the steering, and then bang onto the power in order to maximize. Here, you need to be smooth. The corners are longer, they're faster, they're more, broad, so you need to line it up properly. And we do see Sushi a bit of a corner cutting there on that curve, but he's definitely made some gains on the race leader.
Look, I think he got away with it.
Oh, and now Paradox put himself in a difficult position with that oversteer.
That's super close right there. Paradox just really put the car in the right place, and now he's gonna get onto that ERS. Oh, a bit of a shaky exit there for Sushi. He's not gonna get anything out of this one right here. Oh, he baked those tires a little bit too hard there on the exit. Oh, if he had just lined it up.
Now it's bringing the Haas of G-Funk back into play, so this race is not even close to being decided yet. I'm not sure why these drivers are not opting for being more smooth, because it's costing them not only time, but tire temperature and tire wear, because when you light up the tires, you're obviously burning them up and you're getting them out of balance, so you can't get the pace consistently.
We had a bit of another shaky exit coming from Paradox during that double right-hander, but I can see Paradox is actually running on Rich also to try stay away from Sushi. I would not panic. I mean, we still have a few more laps to go. You can always make a switcheroo, save up on some fuel towards the very end, but we don't know what Sushi's actually, this is the first time I actually even see Sushi using so much ERS. He definitely desperately wants to get that position away from Paradox.
I think Sushi has seen that the saving ERS is not working. He tried something there to line it up, but Paradox's burning of ERS is actually working for him. He's keeping the gap, he's keeping the defending going.
That's quite interesting. Sushi went in quite deep there during that long right-hander, and he never got a penalty.
I think back there you can get away with it as long as you don't take too much of an advantage, as Sushi dives into the pits. Now, I was going to say, what's going to be key in this fight? The pit stops, because the pit stops determine who gets the clean air and who can bang out the lap times that can decide the final positions. This might have been the good calling card from Sushi.
But now Sushi opts out for another set of medium compound tires. Okay, that's quite strange now. I don't know. Okay, they initially started with a set of softs, so okay, fine.
I think 10 laps on the softs would have been possible, so I do agree. That is a confusing call. And also, Paradox could now just stretch and get on the softs later.
Yeah, he could actually do that. It makes him more racier, and if he can keep going with these, I think he can. If he can stretch out another 2-3 laps with the same times, then he could actually hit it out onto the softs. But yeah, softs and doing 11 laps won't really work, so he needs to push out all the way into at least 20 laps, and then on the last 7 gets into the softs.
But the thing is then, he needs to set up being able to push on the softs, and his ERS is not really saying that at the moment. Because what's going to happen is Sushi on the fresher tires is going to get faster laps in. So it will mean that Sushi will be on the harder and older tire later on, but yeah, I can't even call this.
But you see, the thing is, if you look at the initial stint, Sushi's going to be on the racier pace right now. Now, question is, if Paradox pits now, he can match that. So it's quite tricky.
And there he is.
Goes straight. Oh, G-Funk goes in. Oh, even G-Funk goes in for one. That's quite interesting. Now, what will these guys change into? Both of them have done 10 laps on those set of medium compound tires.
It's mediums for Paradox.
And mediums for
G-Funk as well.
Oh, softs
for G-Funk. There we go. That's what we want to see. Make it interesting.
That's going to be a hectic shot right there. And
where is Sushi? Where is Sushi? Sushi's on the straight.
Oh,
and
just
it's overtaken Paradox.
Finally,
so
Sushi's got fresh air.
Yes, the fresh air rather has allowed the medium tires to work well and give him an almost 2-second advantage at the end of that. But Paradox pulled that a little bit back. So that's the power of the undercut, as we learned in real life.
Oof, boy, this is now the thing is, this is gonna be quite stressful right now for Paradox. He's now got a guy right behind him with a set of soft compound tires. They'll be just so racy and spicy. Now, question is, can G-Funk, with his driving technique, keep those tires nice and cool? Because we know on this track, if you bake the tires, they start running wide.
And the problem is, we've seen this whole race that G-Funk hasn't been able to consistently keep the car on the track. So, unfortunately, the soft tires, when it comes to pure flat-out performance, have a window of about 4 to 5 laps. After that, you start losing it. So, this is going to be... I think he just has to nail it full send and get himself a gap, because it's not going to work towards the end.
That's quite interesting. So, I'm looking at Lucius up front.
Yes, I've just switched to him as well.
It's run about 15 seconds on pit.
Yes.
If Lucius can pull at least 2 seconds out of the next coming few laps of those medium compound tires, he might actually slot himself between G-Funk and Paradox.
Yeah, if he pits now, he gets right in between Paradox and G, because I think the pit stop is about 20 because of that pit lane entry, as Sushi is definitely flying, setting a purple lap.
133 there, dude. That is that is blistering hot there. But yeah, it's quite tricky. You know, I don't think Lucius has got that extra pace currently. I mean, let's try compare his fastest time. It's just, you see, the thing is,
no, he's getting dropped. He's getting dropped.
Yeah, like his pace is almost the same as G-Funk's pace, but I think G-Funk is a whole lot more consistent. Even though Lucius does not have penalties. So if he actually pits on this coming, like if he goes on this lap and then pits on the next lap, he'll actually be able to take third place position.
The other thing as well, though, that I do want to mention is that, if I'm not mistaken, according to the screen in qualifying, the mediums, according to Pirelli, which we know is often a lie, but according to Pirelli, can do 20 laps, roundabout there.
Yeah, so...
Now,
yeah, carry on. Sorry,
I was going to say, do you just try and stretch this stint in the hopes of getting a secured podium? Because at the moment, Sushi is catching him, but only by the 10th. And we've got about 8 laps to go. So mathematically, if he can hold it, he can probably pull it off.
So, as you say, it's around about 20 laps. So, as far as I've raced, as much as I've raced on this game, I've always managed to take the mediums to 18 laps comfortably.
Meanwhile, G-Funk is only 3/10 behind Paradox on the softs, by the way. The fight is happening.
Oh boy, now, let me have a look at this right now. So actually, you just want to have a reflect back. It looks like Paradox still does not have extra penalties, so he still has a 3-second penalty, while G-Funk is sitting on a 6-second penalty. Now, if G-Funk can make a move now, he'll be able to secure himself, because he's got a racier tire. He can secure himself with another 3-second push away from.
Is he gonna do it?
He goes for it. Oh, makes it stick right there.
Another Max Verstappen moment for G-Funk.
But G-Funk comes
how
right.
He lights up the tires.
Oh, that exit really cost G-Funk right there. But he's still up front. They're almost side by side there. Oh, getting really close there, coming from Paradox. Paradox wants to fight right back at him. He wants to bite him back, going through this corner, which G-Funk always struggles and nails it this time. G-Funk doesn't lose out on anything. I think those tires are just saving him when he comes through, going through there.
But G-Funk, unfortunately, is not using enough of the short shift. So the thing about his driving style is he tries to maximize on the lower gears. But with traction off on this track, lower gears, unless you're smooth, can destroy you. And unfortunately, he's not pulling away as much as he should. And he needs to, not only because of the penalties, while Lucius goes into the pits and changes his strategy to the softs.
Boy, now, that's going to be rough for him now. He's going to have to do the chase now. as he's just falling back more and more. 6 seconds, 9 seconds. Oh, that's painful. Pretty much 12 seconds behind now.
I don't think that's enough the pace is not enough for him to catch them. 12 seconds in 8 laps, it's not easy. So I think he might just be out of it unless these two have it coming together. Then he'll be right in the mix. 6/10 in it. You see, G-Funk needs to be capitalizing right now in these twisty bends, and he's not. And I think it's because he's not using it smoothly enough. And so it's keeping Paradox in the mix. In fact, if I was Paradox, I wouldn't even fight this. I just keep the pace consistent, knowing the penalties are there.
Yeah, so now also when it comes to Paradox here, I would stay off that ERS in case, you know, just to save it up. We might have a bit of a mistake. I mean, it's been a long race, and mistakes are prone to happen throughout the race, especially towards the end of the race. So if I were Paradox, I would save up that ERS, you know, in case if I have a bit of an oopsie. Oh! There we go, as you say, oopsie, there.
That's Paradox himself. But the thing is, I think, you know what? When it comes to you coming into a rhythm as a driver, rather stick to it. It looks like it's working for him despite the little moments he had there. So if he wants to burn his ERS based on how he finds lap time, I think that's what he should do, because we said it early on that it might work and he somehow kept it in the game.
Oh, this time doesn't get DRS going past the start finish. Unfortunately now, this means G-Funk has now found some sort of rhythm, and it might actually just work out for him as he's now pulling a few tenths as he goes through the... Oh, okay, well, on the first 2 corners there, it looks like Paradox had a better lineup for himself. Ooh. Goes in a little bit too deep there for Paradox, eh?
Yeah, unfortunately, the thing is, and someone in my chat has pointed it out as well, second place isn't using the racing line. I don't think they all are. And if it's because it's deliberate due to dirty air or whatever, it's costing them a lot of time. I'm looking at the gap between G-Funk and Sushi. I bet Sushi is keeping it on the racing lines. Look at him hitting the apexes exactly right. Whereas if you look at G-Funk, that was good, but that's understeer. So they are not focusing on the racing lines, and it's costing them. Look, in just those 2 corners, G-Funk lost 2 tenths on the faster, fresher tire on Sushi.
Yeah, so now we've just actually had a bit of a question coming from the chats here. They're asking us, who do we think is going to take driver of the day? I would say
I
Lucius.
do think it's Sushi. Oh, actually, do you know what?
I would say Lucius, because he was not... He didn't show up during, like, he didn't show such great potential during the quali, and he started...
And he's made it work.
Yeah, he's made it work, and so far everything is just leaning towards his, you know, to his side. But also, let's actually, you know what? I want to have a look at.
Lucius started in P4, so technically speaking, he didn't really gain as much. He had a good race. He kept it on the tarmac. He kept his strategy as G-Funk makes the mistake that we have been preempting. He's managed to keep the car running, but that wing is gone. And now the McLaren in P4 is looking for a podium. In fact, he's got it with the penalties.
He's already got it because he's got penalties.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, that's rough. So now I think the McLaren might actually get the actual thingy. Lucius might actually get the driver of the day if he does manage to take this position.
You know what though? I'm still voting on Sushi. Great drive from Lucius, yes. But Sushi has shown relentless pace. I mean, look at him in clean air. He's undercut these guys senselessly. And now the gap is at 5 seconds. He's done a fantastic job. I personally, especially considering the fact that he started P2.
Oh,
he had pole taken away from him. It's not looking good. With that wing, it's not going to be an easy ride. Does he pit? And then as a result, coming to the clutches of the Racing Point in P5, who's had quite a lonely race, as well as D2A1 and King Alpha and Sexys.
Well, if G-Funk pits now, goes onto the softs, he can take the fastest lap and stay away from Griever.
Well, we say that the gap between them will be 5 seconds. He's got penalties that'll make that a problem.
Yeah, well,
oh no, the penalties are 9 seconds now.
Oh, Jesus. It's going to be really rough for him because now... Oh, Griever doesn't have any penalties. I'm looking at DTA's penalties thinking it's Griever.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, no need to pit. If he does pit, then it's just a loss.
So this just means G-Funk just has to push for the last 3 laps of the race and at least get into the clutches of Griever. And we know G-Funk is faster than Griever, so to make work if he does get into a fighting distance, but Oh dear, it's been a calamity at Haas today with Wolf and now G-Funk as well. Some
Yeah.
potential that was just unfortunately gone.
It looks like you know the black and white, to say more of a black colored cars are just not having a great day today.
Not having it today, and Griever does in fact take the lead. Where is G-Funk as he emerges into the race? He's about 4 seconds behind.
Jeez.
With 9 seconds of penalty, so technically he is about 11, 12 seconds behind when it comes to raw pace.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even if, well, G-Funk could actually just still make this work for himself. He gets the 5th place point and gets the fastest lap. That's okay.
But he's pulled 2 tenths on Griever just then. Griever is on 9-lap-old medium tires. Can G-Funk build, firstly overtake, and then build a 9-second
gap
in 3 laps?
Let's put it this way. I feel like he's doing some praying right there. A bit of butt cheek clutching happening.
And the problem is as well is unfortunately when G-Funk pushes, he loses it. And look at that, 2 tenths gone again.
Okay.
I'm wondering how's that happened now.
So I feel like, okay, it might actually work out well for him. If he carries on like this, he might actually make it. If he can get himself into a clean 3 seconds on the last 2 laps right here, during this next lap, he should be able to be right behind him, which will be lap number 6. And
he needs to stop cutting like that. That's what's causing him the trouble.
He seriously does not use those exits well, hey? He does not want to get onto those curves at all.
I think, like I said, and someone said it before in the chat as well, is Paradox and G-Funk are losing pace purely due to racing line. They've got the ability, they've got the setups, and they've got the racecraft. But the racing line, they don't have the discipline for it. And unfortunately, it's costing them valuable lap time. I mean, I'm going to hop on board with G-Funk right now. He's only 2.8 behind, 2.6 now behind. That's a decent use of the apex. Now he needs to push. He's missed the apex there. That's going to cost him too.
Yeah, I mean, if he just runs... Oh, gets a 3-second penalty on the exit. I mean, it's like, wow. I mean,
I think it's a lost cause. I think it's a lost cause. Yeah. At this point, it's when Jeff starts telling you, hey, if you don't stop cutting the corners, actually... If I can just use the right effect here. Give me 1 moment, ladies and gentlemen, while I find it. Jeff would sound a little bit like... you need to stop cutting the corners now. You need to stop cutting the corners.
Oh, that is epic. That is epic.
Unfortunately, I do think Grant is... he's going to get the overtake done, but at what cost? I mean, besides the fact that he's going to get the fastest lap.
Well, he did get a purple in the middle sector.
Purple middle sector, yes.
So that should be okay for him. But it looks like Sushi's got it in the back, all relaxed up front. Let me actually think. Let me have a look here. Oh, actually, both drivers have been using ERS to stay away from each other, actually.
Yeah, you know what? I think in this race, you can keep the ERS at about 20 and still do some decent pace by the looks of the way that these drivers have made it work. 6-second gap, it's in the bag. It's in the bag.
Yeah, look, you know, Griever can just roll over and still stay behind G-Funk and win that position back just purely on times. I think he shouldn't stress himself too much.
Yeah, in fact, I'm trying to rectify what I was trying to do earlier, which unfortunately didn't work. I want to see if it does work now. All right, just get it to the end. Just get it to the end. Yeah, that's what that was meant to sound like.
Oh, there we go.
And
so now it's completed now. So now question is, can Griever...
9-second gap in 1 lap.
Yeah, can Griever keep up, or I don't know. This is... If Griever makes a mistake, then he's just...
Yes, if Griever makes a mistake, then Grant holds on to P4. But by the looks of things, it looks like P4 is pretty much in Griever's hands. Lucius, on the other hand, has got himself onto some consistent driving from a recovery drive. So that is very admirable as well. Paradox has kept it going for us with some insane fighting. But I do think the driver of the day is the driver who... By the way, I just want to point out is pushing with DRS from back markers. So that fastest lap point might not have been decided.
Oh, that might be terrible for G-Funk. Because, well, if we look at it, G-Funk is right up front. He's just got fresh air. He will not be able... and he's also... looks like he's running out of fuel. So he won't be able to push.
But he's about a second off, so no, the delta is about a second off for Sushi. Sushi's not able to get the same lap time. And makes sense. G-Funk did that on first soft, so... Unfortunately, the fastest lap point is decided as we look at our race leader locking up to finish what has been an exceptional afternoon from P2 on the grid.
Oh, dude, he really raced his heart out. I mean, you know, we've always known between the two guys, Paradox and Sushi, it's going to be quite competitive, but it looks like Paradox just suffers on those medium compound tires on pace compared to what Sushi has been able to post up.
Celebrates his race win with a brilliant DNF at the end of the straights. I'm sure the screen is probably grey from him at this point in time, but
the car's
that does count. He has finished.
Oh no, everything is all good for him for now. So it looks like Griever is going to manage to still snatch the position away from G-Funk. It's a rough time for G-Funk if he just some more patience going through this this race, or just a little bit a change of driving style to say, he would have actually been in the top 3 positions.
Yeah, it was purely just on a discipline standpoint. Just keep it on the line, you know. The pushing will come naturally because you're a fast driver. And unfortunately, the penalties will not allow G-Funk to hold on to that P4. And it's taken by the Racing Point of Griever, who also just had a really good race. Kept it clean, you know, kept it on the track, and got a really good set of points for it as a result.
Guess what? No safety car.
Let's hear it. No safety car! What a surprise! We had 2 in tier 1, right?
Yeah, we had two safety cars, 3 virtual safety cars. Over here, we only had 1 virtual safety car, I think, and that was it.
No, we had 2 virtual safety cars because Prince KB had a moment, and the collision early on between Prince KB and Quentin Berry as well.
Oh yes, but
It has not been an easy afternoon for the Haas team, but G-Funk still does get a decent haul of points. It is 10 points according to my knowledge, so that's not too bad.
Oh, what an epic race here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Prince KB, what's going on here? Wow,
Jeff,
mistakes were made.
Are you okay, Jeff? Are you okay?
Mistakes were made.
I don't know about that, Jeff.
Oh my word, okay, right.
Okay, well, I want to open this to both chats, YouTube and Twitch. Who were your drivers for the day? Tell us.
Yo, please do tell us, who do you think was the driver of the day for your side, you know, just...
My money is still the race winner, but that was hilarious. Oh my God.
You know why he's got it? He started from the back.
Ah, so taking more positions from the back, that makes sense. I've got 1 vote on Twitch for Sushi.
Oh wow, I haven't seen anything yet on YouTube, but...
That's
right, that is... Wow, that is such... It's so unexpected. You would think the game wouldn't include it, but it would.
There we go.
But well done to our race leader, Sushi. Really bravely raced out Paradox, but also good push from Paradox and Lucius. Lucius and Paradox are actually in the same team, so that does move the McLaren up in point. Oh, there we go. Griever 4th driver through penalty, not bad. Oh, you see, I have G-Funk on my side. Yes, Grant, obviously vote for yourself.
I was just trying to get the... Oh dear. Looks like I've glitched Discord again. Thank you, Discord overlay, for doing that to us again. So, yeah, brilliant result. P1 for Sushi. Big haul for McLaren as well. Big points.
Yeah, no, definitely. And we also have somebody... Oh, Resolute says Griever would have been the best person for driver of the day. Okay, I would also say Griever because, I mean, the amount of consistency that is put out there onto the track, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, he kept it in the mix. 100%.
Yeah, he had it going. Oh, Zeal says he's voting for Lucius.
Lucius is also a solid vote because Lucius managed to pull the podium back, so that is definitely deserving of it.
Yeah, no, I would actually give it to him purely because of that, you know, and also the outright pace that he had with a different set of tires. I mean, when they initially started with the soft compound tires, they were pretty much equal until it got to the mediums and the difference started showing between the two drivers.
Yeah. Well, a very exciting afternoon was had, and I'm so grateful to everybody on both Twitch and YouTube for joining us on what was an incredibly exciting race with some incredible overtakes, big sends, big crashes, big spills, everything you expect from the Acoria Racing League.
Oh yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. It's been a great pleasure to actually just do commentary for these guys who are racing. I mean, they put their hearts out there, 100%. And in some cases, yes, we as a person, you try to shine some great, beautiful light upon certain incidences, but we can't push. Sometimes it's just obvious. It's obvious. I mean, if you look at that, well, apparently that incident that happened between the McLaren and the Haas, where the McLaren took out the Haas, looks like it was a disconnection issue.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So yeah, that definitely did cost the Haas a lot of points.
Was that the Haas of Wolf?
Yeah, Wolf and Quinton.
Oh no, was that McLaren? You keep saying McLaren.
Oh no, man! Oh my word!
That's why I'm confused. Like, so it was between Quinton and who was it between?
It's Quinton and Wolf.
Oh yes, of course. We watched that live. Sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong incident when Quinton's unfortunate defending Costa Wolf there. So was the AI in control of the car at that point?
It looks like it was almost so instant going through after the left right-hander as they went down, going towards that high-speed right-hander.
Yes.
Wolf was I think Wolf was actually on the outside of the track a little bit.
Alongside on the left side with the wing forward, yes.
Yeah, it seems so. A speculation on my chat on YouTube, it says it's an internet connection issue that might have happened because Quinton says on his side he was going straight. So well,
look, I mean, from what I'm reading in the chat, it looks like people have resolved and taken the result as is. In my view, and I'm allowed. Yeah. It did look like Quinton veered to the left, which was where Wolf's car was occupying, having gotten the exit. But obviously, we didn't necessarily seeing it up close, so it might have been something else. And the steward's room and all that, if they reported, will resolve that. But regardless, big shame.
Yeah, I know, it was quite rough.
I do want to know, though, what happened between the two Mercedes at the beginning?
So there was an incident on the initial start of the lap. So KB spun out, going out of the exit somewhere. I think it was in turn 4, turn 3.
At the end of the first sector, right?
Yeah. Okay. He had a bit of a spin there, but he recovered without any issues. And then when he got back in, he ended up being in a bit of an... Oh, no, he had a spin of somebody. I think it was... I'm not 100% sure. It could have been a pink Mercedes.
Yeah, I think it was the two Mercedes that had a coming together.
Yes, that is
when
correct.
I switched to them, they were both of them were ghosted on the side of the track. So
yeah, they spinned each other out. Oh yes, that was leading to that medium speed right-hander where you just trail brake into it. Yes, now I remember. Yes, they actually were side by side, and then as they went into that left-hander, they actually touched. So I mean.
Unfortunate. And the thing is, as much as the stewards are going to deal with it, Rosberg and Hamilton, everybody else is happy, just not Mercedes.
Yeah, Mercedes is definitely not happy today. They're not happy chappies today. I think the last two races, it hasn't been really on the Mercedes side, to be honest. I mean,
but we still have a lot of races for them to catch it up, but they do have to keep the consistency up now, because if not, the others are going to run away with the points.
Yeah, I think, I mean, if you look at it, the Mercedes is doing well in Tier 1, though, except for today, but I think it was doing well.
Let's take a look at the standings on my end, actually, before we end.
Yeah, because that race on Wednesday, I felt like that was on point.
I had a horrible time.
No, look. Ferrari has been having a really bad time, to say. Like, you guys push in Ferrari. You guys are pushing in Tier 1. You guys are pushing quite well, but Yo, the bad luck that you guys carry. It's like
It's insane, hey? Like, if it's not Zeal getting a puncture, it's my wheel in Canada. Zeal was gone, 10-second lead.
Yeah, it's rough. It's like the T-Force is not there for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. But honestly, though, considering the fact that we're both consistently up there in the point standings, I'm not complaining too much because we still have a long way to go in this season.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just looking at the driver standings in Tier 2 right now. So Baby, unfortunately, scores nothing due to not being here. Quentin Berry scores nothing. Alicia scores nothing. Snarky scores nothing. Okay, everyone top 5 scores nothing. Lucius gets a nice, healthy 15 points, which gets him to 59, which means he jumps all the way to P3 in the driver's standings in one race.
That's epic.
That's really good. I think Griever makes a couple jumps as well from that P4, getting 12 points, so 50 points for him. He's in P4 in the standings as well. He's jumped the 3 on top. Just goes to show you what one race can do. Prince KB, unfortunately, not able to score. Sushi getting a nice helping and also getting up there in the P4-5 in the driver's standings. Did he get fastest? No, G-Funk got fastest.
G-Funk got fastest. As Grant just said, he says he done all the overtakes for me.
I just saw that as well. Yeah, no, we loved it. We loved the action. We loved the fight. Very Max Verstappen energy, those sends into the DRS and the back end. So we loved it. And I've just noticed another comment, my own teammate, no less, saying that I should commentate both divisions.
So in other words, he's kicking you out of the team.
No, absolutely not. In fact, at the moment, I'm actually above him in the standings. I don't know how long I'm going to hold that, but I'm still going to keep racing.
I mean, the bad luck kicks him more than you, actually. I mean, you get people hitting you, you get people punting you, and he just gets the flat out breakage of car, like just parts, you know, the tires burst all the time, and just, it's rough for him. Initially, it started off with just spins. Now it's just tires.
Yeah.
So I've
just gonna look schedule.
Don't you feel,
sorry?
Yeah, don't you feel that Zeal has got the Sebastian Vettel curse? Because initially started off with spins, and then now he's got car issues.
And I'm putting a bit of a Charles Leclerc on him. I mean, I haven't won already, but I can kind of see it. Yeah.
That's actually quite interesting.
I do kind of see that. But you know what, though? I'm looking at the rest of the lineup, and I see a bunch of these tracks that I know myself and Zeal are very quick in. I mean, Austria next week is a coin flip, because everybody's fast in Austria, to be honest. But the UK, Hungary, Belgium, that is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to love the next coming races. Oh, they're going to be epic. But yeah, for our viewers, really much appreciated. The amount of support that we've been getting from these guys, it's awesome. We feed off.
Thank you very much.
We feed off from the energy that comes from them. It's not just us. It's also them. You know, as much as they feel that it's actually us with the enormous amount of energy between the two of us, but because of them, that's where we get, you know, the feed from. You know, the core energy comes from our viewers, in most cases. But yeah, you know, I loved it today. I loved it.
Yeah, I know. Today was definitely a good time. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for yet another action-packed race. We appreciate it. Mr. Rigo, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
It's been an awesome pleasure doing commentary with you. And thank you guys for supporting us on both ends through YouTube and Twitch. Yo, it's been hectic and beautiful action-packed days that we have lying ahead. The next race will be on Wednesday.
Yes, Austria on Wednesday. Div 1 will be at 7, Div 2 will be at 8:30, Div 1 allowing up.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. This will be me, Rego, and Microstatic, my commentary partner right here. We definitely enjoyed your company, and I hope you guys have enjoyed our company and action-packed streaming that we've brought through for you guys. And just remember, like and subscribe, and description below, there is a lacquer discount happening from Trojan Gaming. But yeah, thanks guys, and this will be good night from us.
On my side, I will still be streaming on Twitch, but obviously for the Acoria stream, this is the end. Thank you so much for having us, and good night.